Hello again. In this video, I'm going to do two examples that have to do with solving exact equations. And of course here there is a check whether it's exact or not, but I picked two, so I'll go through the two steps. So main steps is to check whether it's exact or not, then the procedure. So solve exact equations. All right, here is the first one. Let's say we have this equal to 0. We want that to be equal to 0. So now when you differentiate this m part with respect to y, and when you differentiate this n part with respect to x, what do you get? 2x, okay? And that means the test of exactness holds, and it is, and we can say yes. All right, so now we'll move to the next step to solve. So here you have a choice. Are you going to use m or use n? All right, pause the video, think about it. Okay, so if you good job. If you're thinking about either one, it's okay, but n looks to be easier to do here, and that's kind of the idea. Math is not about making things complicated. It's actually making things as simple as possible. So there is nothing wrong with picking the choice that is easier to do. It will lead to the same solution. Okay, so since we have x squared minus 6 times dy, we integrate with respect to y, means this x squared minus 6 is actually a constant. And now I need to differentiate with respect to x. And that's going to give me 2x, and negative 6 becomes 0 times y, because y is just a factor there, plus h prime of x. Since I started with n, now I'm going to switch. This is equal to m. And I'm going to match these two. That tells me that h prime of x is a 6. Which means h of x is a 6x. Which means the solution is x squared y minus 6y plus h of x, which is plus 6x. All right, and this is the f of xy. You see, so they're doable, then they are good to work with. Let's do another one. Let's say you have some et times 9y minus 5t, so I'm going to go ahead and just send it here. All right, so just make it this way from the beginning. dt, and all right, so I think if we check these, and here, not to get confused, you pick m, you're going to differentiate with respect to y. You pick n, you're going to differentiate with respect to x. and this should check, um, because let's show you here, you need to consider what's constant and not constant. So for this one here, 8 with respect to t is 0, 9et there is 9et, okay? And here, with respect to y, so 9et is a constant, right, respect to y, so y becomes 1 minus 5et, t is just 0. So yeah, so they do check and the test holds. Okay. So now ask yourself which one is best to move with. I think we're going to go ahead with n in this case. So 8 plus 9et, maybe easier to work with at the beginning and runs into something else. So whichever, you can do both of them, and this way you'll have experience in both. So the integrate means I need y here, and as you notice, I didn't put the constant because at the end all those constants will collect in C as a constant. So if you do it here, it's gonna just combine at the end and you call it C. Okay, so the next step here is to differentiate with respect to t. And 8 becomes 0. Of course, y is not t, so just y. It's also a factor, and this is 9et plus h prime of t, which will equal to the m, which is 9ety minus 5t et. Okay, so 9y et plus h prime of t equal 9ety minus 5t et. Okay, so it looks like these two match, which is good. So now h prime of t is going to be this part. So yeah, it looks easier to start with than it looks this one when I need to integrate and run into partial integration by parts, but it's okay. So let's do the integration by parts, and now just this here. So u should be the t, so it gets easier, and et dt should be the dv, and that gives you v to be et. So now from here you're going to need to do uv, which is t minus v du, right? And that's et, right? So now we can see that this integral by itself is t et minus et. So it's negative 5 times this. Okay, so now I know what ht is, h of t is, and I just go ahead and put it here into this answer, and that gives me the solution. Okay, so C equal to 8 plus 9 ET, and it doesn't matter, I'm gonna keep it factored. And now distribute the other or leave it as it is, doesn't matter. If you multiply the 5n, if you prefer to multiply everything, it's just going to be 9y et plus 8y minus 5 et plus 5 et. If you want to put them in some order, you can, and this is the f of xy. They are all correct. All right, thank you.